1000 only. Every episode I kill 1000 monsters and perform 1000 skilling actions to upgrade my gear, stats and wealth. But here comes the best part. You, the viewer, will shape the future of the series. By releasing a poll after each episode, I give you the power to vote on what task I will set myself next. For a full list of the rules and restrictions, check out the description of the video. Are you ready? Let's begin! Good day everyone, my name is Vannaka and welcome to episode 27 of 1000 only. In the previous episode, the majority of the people voted for Vyrewatches, which I think is very interesting. It means we're gonna go and do the quest A Taste of Hope today, and this will set us up for Sins of the Father later on in the series. I am very happy that we made so much money in the previous episode by killing green dragons, because that means I can finally buy some gear again. First I bought myself the items needed for A Taste of Hope, and after that I bought a whip, Helm of Nadesnot, some Barrows gear and more. I have never completed this quest before, but I gotta say that it was a very fun experience, and I also think that Jagex is doing such a good job to make these quests in old school. Like, if I think about it, how many quests have come out since the start of this old school game, it's actually pretty sick. I also think it's really freaking scary to look into the Theater of Blood, and I think it's a really cool way to introduce this in a quest. What was actually kind of funny is that I read on the wiki that this abomination boss was kind of difficult to defeat, so I geared up at the very best I could, and in the end it turned out to be actually quite easy. The same thing happened at the final boss in this quest, Ranis Drakan, but what I've heard from a lot of people is that the boss in the sequel, the Sins of the Father quest, is way more difficult, so I am very excited to do that one in the future. Anyway, I defeated the boss and completed the quest A Taste of Hope. This got me a Drakan's medallion, which is super nice to teleport to the Theater of Blood, and I also got some experience tomes, which I used on Slayer of course. But now that we are done here, it's finally time to kill 1000 Vyrewatches, so let's begin! When I started killing these Vyrewatches, I didn't really know where to kill them, because they are at so many different locations and they're not really close to a bank, so I had to pick the spot carefully. First I went to Sleep, spelled S-L-E-P-E, and actually this went quite well because they have a pretty big aggro range, so you can just stand at one spot and they will come towards you, that's no problem. But before actually staying here, I decided to try killing them in Mire Ditch as well, to see if that was any good. But the problem there is that they work differently than the Vyrewatches in Sleep. They have a weird mechanic where they take an interest in you and they come towards you and start a chat dialogue, and this wastes so much time, so it's not really worth killing them in Mire Ditch. So I went back to the town called Sleep and I was looking for the perfect spot to stand AFK so I could wait for them to come towards me. I tried many different locations, but every now and then they would get stuck behind bushes or a tree, so that was kinda annoying. But then I finally found the perfect spot, and that is the yellow tile that I have marked in the north. They would literally just line up and wait to be slaughtered by my Evandis flail. I honestly think that this monster is one of the easiest ones I've killed so far in the series, because it was so incredibly AFK. I also decided to wear monk robes because this would make my prayer last longer, and because of that I was usually able to fill up my entire inventory before running out of prayer points. And when my inventory was full, I used a Ring of Dueling to go to the Ferox Enclave to bank my loot, use the restoration pool, and then teleport with my medallion back to the Theater of Blood. The drops of the Vyrewatches are very interesting. They're not as good as the Vyrewatch Sentinels, but I cannot kill those yet because you need to complete Sins of the Father first. Now the drop tables are even not that different, but of course what makes the difference is the blood shard that the Sentinels drop, which is almost 8 mil. And I know that it's kinda insane that I pick up all this bark because it's not even worth that much, but you know, for the series I wanted to pick up every single drop that these guys dropped. Anyway, I got a strength level here, and that is becoming more rare that I level up my combat stats because it's gonna take much longer every episode of course, because the stats are getting higher. What is really important is that we go for level 100 combat before episode 30, so we can do Duradel Slayer then. The reason why I'm training only my strength in this episode and not my attack and defense is because I know that a whip, for example, can't train strength, and this weapon can, so that's why I'm preferring strength now, so I don't have to do it when I'm using my whip. So if I take a look at the drop table of these creatures, then I think the most interesting item is going to be the Rune Plate Legs, because they are worth a lot and they are not that rare, so I get them quite frequently. Well, there is a hit points level to 83, that is not too bad. So apart from the rune plate legs drop, they also have runite bars and rune full helms and rune daggers on their drop table. Well, these drops may not seem that spectacular, but they do add up over time to help us get a bigger cash deck. Of course, just like every episode, I also stream this live on Twitch, and during the stream, some people came by to show off their beautiful pets. So if you want to do that too in the upcoming episode, feel free to do so. I stream on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday usually. Alright, so here I got level 78 strength, which means we are combat level 97, and that means only 3 more levels until we can do Duradel tasks. With the clue scrolls, I was actually quite lucky at the beginning. I got like 3 clues in the first 80 kills, but after that I didn't receive any clue for hundreds of kills. But what I've really learned with this game is that in the end everything balances out, and that happened to me as well for the clues. At the end I managed to get 7 caskets, which is around the average for 1000 kills, so that is perfect. So here we go for the very last kill, Vyrewatch kill number 1000, and then it's time to do a price check. I am very excited, guys, let's go! One more thing before the price check though. As you guys may remember, I've had a master clue in the bank for quite a while now, and I finally decided to do it. I actually got further than I expected, but eventually I was not able to complete the clue, because as we all know, master clues have very high level requirements, and for this one I needed to enter the northern part of the farming guild, which requires 85 farming, and I don't have that yet. So I've decided to keep the clue in the bank, and who knows, at a later time we actually will be able to do it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 inventories to price check, and the first one is going to be amazing, and the second one is going to be completely awful. But the first one is a total of 3.4 mil. That is really not bad at all. Now, of course, the main reason for this is the runite drops, because that is worth so much. But let's now get to the second price check. I think you can imagine why this one isn't worth that much, but let's just do a price check for the sake of it. In total, 38k. Beautiful. Let's go and sell everything to the GE. The price checker ended up being very accurate. We got 3.4 mil, very nice, but of course we're not done yet because we also got some clue caskets to open. So in total we made 3.9 mil, that is the clue scrolls and the Vyrewatch loot combined, so that's kind of average, but of course every coin counts. Also, according to the collection log, we have obtained 22 out of 158 hard clue rewards. Not bad. But now that the kills are done, let's go and do the skills. Just like in every episode, we did Tears of Guthix in the previous one and got smithing experience, which means we're gonna do a 1000 only smithing task today. What is very important is that we have reached at least level 70 smithing, because this is needed for Dragon Slayer 2 and the Song of the Elves. So I looked into your comments and there was one idea that I loved straight away. 1000 inventories of gold ore doing the blast furnace. Okay, I gotta admit this is a bit expensive, but it has everything that I want. It will get me way past level 70 smithing, and it's a very quick training method. Now, of course, this is only helpful if you have the goldsmithing gauntlets, and luckily I completed the family crest quest. So I got myself the gauntlets and found my way to the blast furnace minigame. If you do this in a blast furnace world, then you don't have to fix the machines. The dwarves will do this for you at the cost of some GP. It's always a very crowded activity in these worlds, so after a while I decided to turn on the RuneLight plugin to hide other players to make the environment a bit more peaceful for training. After a couple of inventories I got level 60 smithing already. That went by very fast, and this is a nice level because from this moment and on you don't have to pay the dwarf anymore to use the furnace. It was obviously a very straightforward activity, and the only thing I can show you is the level ups because nothing else basically happens when you are here. But what I can say is that I'm very happy that I've done this because we are such a high level smithing now, and that means it will take a long while before we actually have to train this skill again. So I finally completed 1000 trips, which is 27,000 gold bars, and I ended up with 77 smithing in the end. I then sold my gold bars to the GE again and I got like 1.8 mil, so that means that in total we paid about 2.4 mil for this 77 smithing. And then of course it's time for Tears of Guthix again. As you all know, you always get XP in the lowest skill, and this time that is crafting. And crafting is a very interesting skill because I'm going to ask you the same question as I did with smithing. Can you find a way to get it to level 70 with 1000 activities? Please let me know, because this will almost unlock demonic gorillas for Monkey Madness 2. That's going to be insane. Alright, so now it's time to take a look at the stats that we have trained. We trained our strength from 76 to 78, hit points from 82 to 83, crafting from 53 to 54, and smithing from 54 to 77. And we also got a combat level from 96 to 97, so that means only 3 more until I can do Duradel tasks. And that once again brings us to the next poll. In the upcoming episode you can vote for 1000 Elder Chaos Druids, 1000 Mutated Bloodvelds, or 1000 Kurasks. If we choose the Elder Chaos Druids, we will get a lot of combat experience since they have 150 HP and they are located in the wilderness, so we will get double heart clues. And with a bit of luck, we might actually land on the Elder Chaos Druid robe drop table. The Mutated Bloodvelds are superior HP wise because they have 170 hit points, making this the best option to train our experience on. They have a very good drop table, and this will be a perfect creature to kill with our Bone Crusher to get free prayer points. They also drop heart clues and totem pieces for Skotizo. The Kurasks normally require level 70 Slayer to kill, and we are only level 69, but with the use of Wild Bites as our main food, this will not be much of a problem. They also have the best drop table from all the monsters, but on the other hand, they will train the least amount of combat experience, so you'll have to make a decision with that. So if you want to vote, then it's very easy to do. Simply click on the link in the description and choose your favorite option. It takes like 10 seconds. And if you do decide to vote, then please also consider subscribing to the channel so you will not miss any new videos. Alright guys, so before I end the video, I quickly want to talk about the new series that I started last week, which is Slayer Drop Locked. The support on this series is so incredible. I really did not expect it to be this huge, and this may actually influence the future of my channel. Now don't worry, I'm not going to stop with 1000 only, but we have to be realistic. On the new series, I'm getting triple the amount of views as I get on 1000 only, and that is an actual extreme difference that I have to consider putting more time in. But of course this will change nothing about 1000 only episode 28, because after the weekend I will check what you guys have voted on, and I really can't wait to get started. But anyway, that's all for now guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.